guys, how y'all doing? I hope everything is well. Everything is good with me. Y'all, I want to talk about an issue about mental illness. Yes. I just put up a story about mental illness where this doctor, he was making money off of patients. Like if you is depressed, you have all different types of mental illness. Like it could be depression, it could be anything. Bipolar, schizophrenic, a whole bunch of stuff. Like a lot. So I had put it up, and this doctor, he was actually using his power against patients. And it was bad. So, he had, excuse me, he had a couple of a lot of lawsuits. Plus your rights. He disrespected your rights, took away your rights, and I'm saying this to tell y'all a story. Yes, it's story time. I'm going to tell y'all this story, but it takes a lot out of me. So if y'all can just bear with me, I'm going to get some water before we tell the story. I told y'all, my followers that follows me, that I have 4 children. I had 4 children. 3 of my children passed away. One of my children was kidnapped and he was murdered. My other two, they had a disease. Their father has a rare disease and they had it and they passed away from that. But my other son was kidnapped and he was murdered. So I was depressed, y'all. Y'all can just imagine. Like, I was totally like depressed. So I felt like I didn't have anything else to live for. But I never tried to like hurt myself or anything like that. I was just so damn depressed. Really, I just was so damn depressed. So what happened was I had went to the doctor and I was just like I was staying up, y'all, for like weeks. I'm telling y'all, when my son was kidnapped and murdered, I was up for weeks. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do anything, like anything. I couldn't do nothing, y'all. I was actually, y'all, when that situation happened with my son, I literally lost my voice for like 6 months. I would talk, but nothing would come out my mouth. I know it sounds crazy, but nothing would come out my mouth. And my family was like, yo, I can't hear you. Like, like, but I didn't realize that because, see, I don't know what to call it when you go into this state. I went into this state where I was almost catatonic, for real. But I was walking around. But I not knowing what I was doing. You understand? I wasn't knowing what I was doing. I was that depressed because my whole life felt like it just was gone. So, saying that to say this here. So now I had went to the doctors and I was just like, I can't sleep. Like, this happened to me or whatever. I have post traumatic stress syndrome. Yes, I have post traumatic stress syndrome. So the doctor had prescribed me some medication. So to put me to sleep because I was up like for freaking, I'm telling y'all, I was up for weeks. Like I just could not sleep. I was tripping, y'all. Right? So anyway, he had gave me some medication. I'm not gonna name the medication he gave me, but I had took the medication and it actually made me go to sleep. So thank God for that. So now I've been going to the doctor for years because when something like this happened to you, like it's very, very hard. You know, y'all got to think about it. 3 children that you lose, children that you raised and, you know, is taken away from you. So anyway, y'all. So me going to this doctor, I've been with him for years. So he had moved from one place to another. So I basically, it was pretty good on me because I had moved too. So he wasn't that far from me. Like, he was like, I'm not gonna lie, he was like really close. So I would go there, and he was Haitian, and he was a nice doctor. I'm not gonna lie. The doctor was nice. He was a nice doctor. The years that I known him, he was a really nice doctor. I even learned how to speak a little French, because he was Haitian. I even learned how to speak a little French, you know what I'm saying? I used to always say, "Ça passe, mauvais," and he told me that, right? So, anyway, y'all. So, now that he had moved to the new place, the place got, bigger. Like, more people was coming, stuff like that. And I'm telling y'all, y'all wait there forever just to see the doctor or whatever. Now, mind you, this doctor is a psychiatrist. Yes, he's a psychiatrist. But there's no medical doctors or anything like that in there. It was just, you know, he was a psychiatrist. Matter of fact, he was the only psychiatrist there. Like, for real, he was the only one there. So he would be late mad times and all this other extra stuff like this here. I'm going to jump a little further in. So I thought the place was getting a little out of hand because he would come in like crazy late, and patients is waiting for him. Everybody's getting, a little antsy and stuff like that. Then he started saying, I don't know how I missed this here. He had a grand opening. How I missed that, I don't know, because I have never missed my appointment. Don't even ask me. But anyway, when I had went there with my cousin one day, right, y'all, I went with my cousin. So when we had got there, it was a lot of people that was doing drugs there. So I was like, so my cousin looked at me like, "Yo, what's up, yo?" I'm like, "Bro, like I don't know what's going on right now." She was looking at me like, "Really?" I was like, "Yo, for real, I don't know what's going on right now. Like, I've never seen these people like this." I mean, I seen some of the people, but some of the people was new and they was hot. And I'm like, what? I don't know about this, right? So I used to go there, and the people sitting next to me would literally like fall on my shoulder, and you'd be like, "Yo, like, yo, yo, bro, like." Yo, my cousin was like, "Yo, I don't think that's it." But like I said, I've been going there for years, so I was still gonna go anyway because he was still there. So, like I said, every time we had went there, he would, you know, be late, and it's very aggravating because we was waiting just to get our medication. And to trust me, I have to sleep, y'all. I have to sleep because I be having mad nightmares of, my sons or whatever. So anyway, one day I had went there. My husband had drove me, and I mean, he'll wait for me or whatever like that because he was home from work. So he'd be like, "Yo, I'll drive you back or whatever." So I'm gonna tell y'all something, and it's hard for me to tell y'all, but I want people to be aware of situations that can happen to you, and it doesn't matter what age. Okay, so this is what happened. So now everybody was getting frustrated because the doctor was taking a long time calling names. So one of the patients that came out, we know, we everybody really like basically know each other. He was like, "Yo, it's a new dude back there." He said the doctor's not in, so I guess he had to stand it, whatever. So anyway, when he called my name, they called my name. When I went back there, it was a black dude. hmm Tall black dude. So I'm like, what the hell? So I figured, he's just gonna write my medicine. Let me get the hell on out of here. So no, that didn't happen. So now, y'all, I'm sitting like right here. The desk is here, and he's like right here. So he's talking to me, and I'm like, why is he talking to me? Why is he talking to me? Like, and he was like, I looked through your records. This is what he's saying to me. I looked through your records and it seems that you had a biopsy. So I'm like, what? So he said, yeah, you go to Sloan and it seems like you had a biopsy. And I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on here? Why are you asking me about my doctor? Like, I go to Sloan Kettering. That has nothing to do with you. So what the hell is going on, right? So now I'm getting kind of like, agitated. So he was like, do you check yourself regularly? So I said, sir, doc. I ain't even calling him doc. I was like, sir, I think it's inappropriate for you to be in looking at my records, what I had told my doctor. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't got nothing to do with you. And I go see my doctor regularly, okay? So he was like, I don't know what you talking about, but you're going to listen to me. So now it's getting awkward. So now I'm like, oh my God, this is just crazy. So now homie picked up, the story is crazy, y'all. So, y'all, it get crazy. So now he had picked up the phone, right? So he was kind of like, I don't really can't really like put my finger on it, but he was doing some bull. So he said he called his wife. Now, mind you, I'm listening to him on the phone. He was like, yo, babe, yo, whatever, his wife. So he was like, I'm gonna need you to pull, said my name, records. Uh-huh. So I'm like, pull what records? What you talking about? You couldn't do that if you tried. You could never pull my records if you try without my permission. So now I'm sitting here going, what would do? Like, yo, what's up with him? Like, yo, this is getting crazy, right? So now I'm like, the hell is going on, right? So anyway, he hung up the phone, right? So I'm like, yo, this is just getting weird. I'm ready to get the hell out of here. This is just getting weird. So he said, ask me again. He said, do you get yourself regularly checked? So I said, bro, I just got finished telling you that you have nothing to do with that. Like I don't, I go to my own doctors. I'm just here to do, and get the hell on out of here. So he was like, you just not understanding what I'm saying to you. I'm a grown ass woman, but this is what he's saying to me, right? So he said, it looked like, y'all, this is crazy, y'all. He said it looked like one of your breasts is bigger than the other. Uh-huh. So he went to grab my shirt. I don't know what he was getting ready to grab, but I know his hand was here. So I went like that. I said, yo, what the you doing? So now when I did that, homeboy, like he had like, when you're in the desk, the rolling chair, he rolled the chair back out and he stood up. And he said, what? And he came in my face, like standing right here. So I jumped up, right? And I was like, yo, what the fuck you doing, bro? So now it's just like my body went into shock. Like for real. I'm being honest with you. I can't explain it to you, but my body went into shock. Like for real. Okay, guys, so let me just say this here. So, like I said, as he stood up, I stood up. So now he's like, in my face. So I'm like I said, my body shut down, like completely. I literally, I don't know, I can't explain to y'all what happened, but my body shut down. So now, I know y'all, in the comments, please keep it respectful to me, okay? Because I know y'all gonna have different opinions, but I'm trying to educate you and let you know, excuse me, that this can happen to anybody. I would never think it would happen to me. So anyway, so now me and him like bickering back and forwards. So he's saying that now, mind you, let me just put this in there. I'm thinking he's replacing the psychiatrist that did not show up. My doctor that I had over 10 years or whatever. So anyway, he was like, "You're not listening. You're refusing medical help and all of this extra stuff that he was saying." And I'm just like I said, I went into a shock. I went into shock, like for real, yo, like for real. So now he was like, "You need to be examined because your breasts look swollen." I know y'all. I know y'all tripping right now. So now he walks. Now, mind you, this room is a regular office, and it do have a little table, but it's very small. It's a small table. That's probably just for you, which I have never done there. All the years I've been there, they have never took my blood pressure or anything like that. So maybe you just sit on it. I don't know. So anyway, he was like, "I'ma have to check your breasts because your breasts look swollen." And I'm just, like I told you, I went into a panic. I could not move. I just couldn't think. I couldn't move. I couldn't do none of that. Right? So now he walks over to the door, and on the back of the door, they have medical jackets. hmm And he took one of the medical jackets and he threw it at me, and it hit me. And he was like, "Take off your, you know, and you get an examine." I know y'all. I know y'all right now. Y'all tripping. I know. Please, y'all. I know. So now I don't know what to do. In my mind, I'm thinking, as him being a psychiatrist, that if I disobey him, he could put me in the crazy house. This is the way I was thinking. Like for real, I was thinking that way. And I've never been to the crazy house. I am not crazy. I have both dramatic stress syndrome, but I did not know that. So when he went out, he did not leave. He just stood in front of the door with his hand on the doorknob, like he had the door cracked like that, but he was on the outside. hmm So I don't know what to do. So the jacket he gave me, the white jacket, it must belong to somebody very small because at that time I weighed like 120, 120 pounds. Yes, yes. This is not long ago, y'all. So, yeah, I got like this for the pandemic, y'all. Anyway, so I goes behind. I see him. Like I said, he did not close the door all the way, so I could see him. So I went around like behind the door, and mind you, y'all, this is the crazy part. I never, ever wore a dress there. Never. This damn day, I did. I had on an Indian dress. I had on an Indian dress. And I took the dress off and I put the coat, the white jacket on. I know y'all tripping. So I'm closing the jacket and he comes back in. So now he gets into a trance. Yeah, it was crazy. So now he was like, "Get on the table." But it's only that it's very small, y'all. It is a examining table, but it's really small. I don't know if you could pull it out or anything like that. I don't know because things just was going cuckoo in my head. He don't went into a trance right now because he tripping. So now I walked over to the table. So when I walked over, the table was about right here to me. It was that high. It was that high. So there's no way I can get on the table. Okay. So as I walked over, I felt heat on the back of me. So now this fool is up on me. Okay, so I jumps, right? So now he won't give me no room to wiggle my way to get on the table, right? So now as I try my best, because I just told y'all it's this high. I'm only 4'11". So me trying to wiggle on there was very difficult. So as I got on the table, I made it up there. The white jacket I had on, it got dragged to to the back of me. So I'm exposed here. Right. So now I'm trying to pull my jacket, it's not my jacket, the white coat close, right? So mind you, I told you the table is small. So now my feet is dangling, y'all. I know. I think about this all the time, and it's very heartbreaking that this happened to me. But anyway, I'm gonna finish the story. So he's standing over me, and I'm hyperventilating now. Now I'm like, I could not breathe. Yeah, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. I'm using a straw because I keep turning up. I don't want y'all to see me turn it up like that. So y'all, like I said, my legs are dangling, and he's in a trance right now. You can see it in his face. So now I'm hyperventilating. Tears is just coming everywhere. I'm just crying. So I'm laying down. The jacket, like I told you, it was stuck underneath here, so I could not pull it. So this part I closed. So now he takes his hand and he pulls my jacket. I keep saying my jacket. The jacket that I had on open. And I'm staring at him and I'm crying at the same time. And this breast was exposed. Don't ask me why he went past that breast. He went to this breast and he took his hands like this and he put it over my breast and he was just squeezing. And I seen his face. Now I'm crying. Look down at me. So now I couldn't hold it anymore. I just started crying out loud, like really loud. So that must have snapped him and he ran, right? So now I jumps up. It was so weird, y'all. I jumps up and I'm sitting in the corner on the floor. Like, oh my God, this just didn't happen. This could not possibly hit this happen. So I put my dress on and I ran out of the place. I just told y'all my husband was waiting for me. Yep. So now I jumps in the car and I'm like this. I'm like this. And my husband was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "Nothing." He was like, "Yo, what's up? Yo, what's wrong with you?" I was like, "Nothing." So now we left. We went home. So that whole day, oh no, that whole day I was acting weird, I guess. So I did call my cousin and I told my cousin what happened. And she was like, "Call the cops now." And I was like, "No, I'm scared." She was like, "Call the cops now." I'm like, "No, I'm scared," right? So I wasn't getting it because it felt like it was my fault. You understand? I blamed me because I'm a grown woman and I should have known like better than that. But like I told y'all, I was thinking to myself that This is a psychiatrist, and if I disobey him, he might send me somewhere. This is what I was thinking, y'all. I'm just telling y'all. This is what I was thinking. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. Y'all can put it in the comments how y'all feel about it, because this can happen to anybody. So anyway, days was going by. I told you, I told my cousin the day it happened. So now, I like a week or two had went by. I had went to my sister's house. So my sister was like, "Yo, what's up? Like, you not acting yourself?" And I was like, "No, I'm fine." And she was like, "No, you're gonna tell me. That's my sister. You know what I'm saying? That's my baby." So she was like, "Yo, tell me what happened. What's wrong?" So she's thinking I'm gonna say, something about my husband or something like that, So I told her what happened. And she was like, What the, what the, yo, you go to the cops. I'm like, no, I can't. I can't. I'm embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. I'm very, very embarrassed. So when I was telling her this, my husband had walked over to me. And when he had touched me, I was like, I jumped. And he was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "No, no, no, you just scared me or whatever." So now my sister's like, "Yo, bro, you're gonna call the cops. This is crazy. Look how you acting. You jumping when people come near you." And I was like, "I know, I know." So now, y'all, I guess home. This is like 3 weeks went by. So now I started having nightmares. hmm I started having nightmares, and in my nightmares, I was jumping up, just screaming for no reason. My husband's like, "What the hell is going on? This is crazy. I this is just not working." So now I go back to the doctors, hmm and it was a lady there. I've never seen it before, but there was a lady there, and I requested. They said my doctor wasn't in again. hmm So I said, "I don't want to see him." And this is what the receptionist said. Swear to God. She said, "That's what a lot of people are saying. A lot of people don't want to see him." So I'm like, what the fuck? So now I go see the lady. Oh, I skipped the part, y'all. He had written my prescription, but he had written another prescription for some other drug, right? No lie, y'all. So I didn't even, I don't know what the hell was going on. I don't know why I took the other drug. I was taking it, and then for some reason, my stomach started hurting, and I had to go to the doctor, like for real. And they asked me, "What am I taking?" My pharmacy asked me, matter of fact, my pharmacy asked me. And I was like, "I don't know," but I told him, like, he wrote this prescription. He was like, "This is not good." And come to find out, when I went to the doctor, my stomach was bleeding. I was bleeding inside, y'all. hmm I was bleeding inside. So now, like I said, I went back there. So the lady doctor, I said, that doctor did something to me. And she was like, "What happened?" And I told her what happened. Oh my God. She almost had a heart attack. She was like, "What did you say?" I said, "This is what happened." She was like, "Oh my freaking God. We have to call my doctor." Right? And I was like, "No, you're not gonna call him." Right? And I said, "The medicine he gave me had me bleeding inside." And she said, she took my chart and she was just like, "He didn't write you any medicine." And I was like, "Yes, he did. And she was like, no, he didn't. Look, come here. She showed it to me. Because now, mind you, she's tripping right now. She's like, this shit is crazy. I'm about to call the cops. She showed me it had no medication that he wrote. But mind you, I got the medication at home. So now she was like, yo, I'm going to need you to get the medication. I was like, no. I'm just telling you what he did to me. Okay? She said, ma'am, call the cops now. And I was like, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Okay? I said, I just came in here to tell you what he did to me. Because, y'all, I did not know what to do. I did, like I told you, I only told my cousin. And I only told my sister. So now, like I told you, I went back there and I reported that to her. So I came back home. So like I told you, I was having a lot of nightmares. So now, it was on a Saturday. I never forget it. I never forget this. The nightmares got so bad to where it was really, 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 really bad. So I called my dad. And I said, Daddy, I have something to tell you. And he was like, baby girl, what happened? So I had to tell my dad. And he lived down south. He started bawling. When I say bawling, he was bawling. He was crying. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? So now he said, what are you doing at this moment? I said, Daddy, I'm sitting in a chair watching TV. He said, I'm going to need you to keep me on the phone, put your coat on, and go to the police station. And I was like, Daddy, I can't do that. I can't go to the police station. I'm scared. You know, it's my fault, you know. He said, nah, get your shit on now and let's go. So now I have no choice because I listened to my dad. I had no choice. I walked to the precinct. I literally walked, y'all. I walked to the precinct. So now I don't know what to do. I get to the precinct. I ain't trying to look for a man at all. So it was a lady. And I was like, can I speak to you? And she was like, sure. And I told her what happened. And she was like, oh my God. Oh my God. You sit here. Come with me. Sit. I want you here in my office. Sit down. She left. So now she must have went out there and told the men officers they gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like the situation happened. It was so tender how she treated me. So when I came to the cabin, all women was there. All police women was there. There was no policeman. So he was like, oh my goodness, where's this place at? So I said, this is the address. This is the place. He said, do you think it's open now? I said, it might be closing, but do you know his name? I gave them the name. So they was like, oh my God. So now I'm in the precinct in this chair. And all the officer men is coming by saying, one at a time, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was so respectful to me. Like, they took it so serious. You know what I'm saying? So now they drove me home. So they went there. I'm gonna leave off right here, y'all, and come back and tell you part 2. Okay, y'all? I know y'all want to hear the rest, but I'm getting a little emotional and need part 2. All right, y'all. Hit that like button and subscribe. Okay, y'all. Part 2 to this story. So now, I told you I was in the precinct and they brought me home. The police was so good to me. They was very, very good to me. I mean, excellent. So when I had Let me turn this down. When I got home, the police went to the doctor's office. So they had called me and it was like, he's not there. So I was like, okay. So they said, we're going to go back tomorrow. Okay. So now they go back the next day. Oh no, like I'm skipping, y'all. So now my dad called my husband. Oh my God, y'all. Y'all, I've never seen my husband cry. He went into the bathroom and I heard him. And I'm telling you, he lost his mom, his dad, or whatever. But maybe he cried, which he did for his family, his mom and dad. But I heard him crying. And I was like, I'm so sorry I didn't tell you. Reason why I didn't tell you is because I didn't want you to go to jail. Because I know what would have happened if I would have told him. You know what I'm saying? Like you already know. Like what would have happened? He's not thinking. He'd have went in there. It'd have been over. So that's the reason why I was trying to explain to him why I didn't tell him. Yes, it just got crazy. So now, y'all, the next day come and they went to the doctor's office. Matter of fact, it wasn't the next day because that was Saturday. They went. They went back Monday, and he wasn't there again. So they called me on the phone and they said he's not there. So they got in contact with now the regular doctor's there now because now he knows what happened. So now my regular doctor calls me up and tell me to like basically let me handle it instead of the police or whatever. I'm like, no, the you saying what you mean? You should be outraged now. What are you asking me to do? I was like, no, and don't call my house no more either. So I hung the hell up. So I was like, out of here. Right? So now the police are staying in contact with me. So now they had came to the house. The detectives came to the house, y'all. So I'm like, oh my God. So they was like, listen, we went to his home and his wife, his kids, and him is gone. So I'm like, oh my God, he gone. Oh my God, what is this? I am freaking the hell out. I'm like, oh my God. He said, we know he has children because when we went to the house, we seen the kids' toys outside, the little bicycle, little tricycles or whatever. So they was like, we have to find him. So I'm like, oh my God, he gonna kill me. He gonna kill me. Oh my God, right? So now I'm shook, right? So I can't even go outside because I'm thinking that, he waiting on me. He gonna kill me. Like, he is going to kill me. So I was just like, oh my God, can they please call me and tell me they got this guy? So they kept telling me, we can't find them. We can't find them. Mm-mm. He lived in Long Island. Hmm. So now I go to the library and I put his name in to find out who this man is, right? So it was crazy, y'all. When I had to pay some money to get this information, like from the machine that when you go to the library, if things like to get certain information, you might have to they charge you, and I did it. And when I was reading it, I was like, oh my God, he's a maniac, oh my God. And I meant to tell y'all this here in the first video I had made when he had called me back there. And I had told him, I said, like, you taking too long by calling people getting upset. He was like, do it look like I'm worried? He said, I'm 6'4" and I weigh 380 pounds. do it look like I'm worried? So now I'm giving y'all how big this guy is. And plus, he had green eyes. He's a black man, but he had green eyes. So now I'm shook. I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm just sitting home afraid to go outside because I'm thinking, like, this man is going to hurt me. So I'm in the house. It was another Saturday again. See, he knew what he was doing. What I'm saying Saturday is because my area on Saturday is basically dead because I live in the Jewish neighborhood, so it's Sabbath and nobody really outside. So that's what he played on me. So now I'm inside my bedroom. My phone rang. hmm My house phone. I have a house phone. Yes, yes. I have both house phone and this. So, because my business, I need my house phone. So anyway, y'all, I had answered the phone, and they was like, "Can I speak to Pamela?" And I was like, "Who this?" He was like, "I'm calling on behalf of the doctor." And I was like, "Why are you calling me?" He was like, "Do me a favor. I'm gonna need to speak to you one on one." And I was like, "Sir, you not going to speak to me." He said, "Look at this here now. I'm parked downstairs. I swear to God, y'all. I swear to God." He was like, "I'm parked downstairs and I'm gonna need you to open the door." He said, "I'm a private investigator." This is what he said to me. He was a private investigator and he needs to talk to me. And I was like, sorry, y'all. He wasn't a private investigator. He's a private investigator now. He said, "I'm an ex cop." That's what he said. So I said to him, "Well, I'm going to call the real cops. Okay, how about that?" So I hung up, right? So now I have to call him and tell him, "Oh my God, oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm jumping." He said, "You need to open the door right now because I need to get to you." So I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm in my house and I'm like, I have a police lock on my door. So I police locked it. I was pushing shit in front of my door. I'm telling y'all, I was doing everything. I was freaking out, y'all. So now I had called the detectives and I was like, he just had somebody call me and threaten me. Oh my God, he's going to kill me. Oh my God, he's going to kill me. So now they come. So I was just like, yo, when they knocked on the door, I was like, who is it? They was like the detectives or whatever. And I was like, yo, show me your badge. I was like so scared, y'all. So they showed me their badge. So they came and they was like, you okay? I said, yes. So he said, we have some men downstairs looking around to see if anybody is parked in their car. I said, I'm not going to lie to you. The man sounded white. It was a white guy that threatened me. And he said he called on his behalf. So they was like, well, we have the men checking to make sure nobody is setting no cars out there. We would definitely know because the Jewish people, they can't get in their cars on Saturday. So we would know if somebody's sitting in their car outside. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm not feeling this here, y'all. This is just getting really, 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 really crazy. So I'm heavy, y'all. So what happened was, I get nervous, y'all. They was like, "Are you good?" So I'm good. He was like, "Did you get anything to eat?" I'm like, "I'm not hungry." I said, "What I'll do is I will order out." They was like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean you're gonna order out? You don't watch the movies?" And I was like, "Huh?" And they was just like, "Don't you understand when they deliver the food, they can knock him in his head or her head and be that person?" I'm like, oh, oh my God. So this is getting real. So now they take me to get something to eat and bring me back. I was just because I was just so rattled. I was rattled. So, okay. So days had went by, like another month went by, and I got a phone call that they have. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. So they said, we need you to come in We're gonna pick you up, and we need you to identify him. Because remember, they gotta go by me. They just can't pick him up and be like, that's the guy. They gotta make sure it's the guy. So now they come get me. So I said, can you go pick my arm up? At the same time, because I ain't trying to, I'm scared. So we picked my arm up, and when we got there, they had him in the cell, but they have that thing where he can't see you, right? So they takes me in this room, whatever, and it's like a hall, and he's sitting there. So even though it was him, he was sitting like this, like that. So I was like, "That's it." He said, "Is that him?" I was like, "I really don't know. I need him, sit up and let me see his face." So he was like, "Yo, yo, sit up, sit up." As soon as he sat up, I said, "That's him. He has green eyes. That's him. That is him." So now they got him. Okay, so now it's court time. It's court time. So now it's time to go to court. I'm skipping because I can't tell y'all all this. Like, this is a lot. So now we get downtown Brooklyn and we in court. hmm When a situation happened to you like this, just know this: your family cannot go in that courtroom. Uh-uh. His family can be in there, but not yours. Right. So now, me and my husband, my cousin, my lawyer is here. So people was coming out the courtroom because they have other cases going on. Was coming out the courtroom like, whoa, whoa, dude is in trouble. Dude is in, yo, dude ain't no good. He going down. So this is what people was coming out the courtroom. So I was like, yo. So one guy, he came out with his girl, right? I was like, yo, what happened? And they was like, yo, is this doctor in there? Yo, he going down. I was like, oh my God. And they was like, it's for you? And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry, right? So I'm like, oh my God. So happened when we was sitting in the hallway for court, my husband's lawyer for his company was coming out. And he was like, yo, what's up? What y'all doing here? So he looked at me and said, no, tell me it wasn't you. I said, yeah, it was me. So he said this to me. He said, I'm going to tell you something. He said, I'm proud of you for stepping up and doing what you're supposed to do. Because there's a lot of women that wouldn't have did it. They let it slide. You know what I'm saying? And just to let you know this, a lot of people that go against a, a doctor, they lose. He said, I'm just telling you that, but I'm proud of what you're doing. And I was just like, okay. So now, days and days is going by. It took a minute, y'all. So now it's time for my cousin to testify. She has to go inside and whatever she said, you know what I'm saying? But when she go inside after she testified, she has to leave. Leave me completely. Get out the building. Go. So now my husband had to testify. So he go inside, right? So now it's my turn to testify. So I made sure that I looked so professional. It was crazy. I did not know that he had told his wife I was a crackhead. Yes, I'm skipping too, y'all. Him and my doctor was getting ready to fight in the courtroom because he was blaming my doctor and my doctor was blaming him. So they was both blaming each other. And my doctor, my real doctor, the psychiatrist, was like, I don't know why he did this because he pissed me the F off. I was like, oh, no, you didn't. He said that I always wanted somebody to touch me. I was like, what? Who said that? My doctor said that? Nice one. Cool, now I'm going after you too, bro. Now you're gonna get it now. Since y'all in there fighting, y'all don't want to take the blame or whatever. I don't even know why he went against me. Like, I don't even know what's going on here. Right? So now I was like, okay, now you're next. You're next. I'm suing your ass too. So anyway, so now, like I said, they was in their organ or whatever like that. So it was my time to testify. When I came in, I had on a black suit, two-piece, white shirt that came to here. Hair, amazing. Walked in there, people thought I was a lawyer. Okay? So now his wife sees me. She turned to him and said, pow! She punched him dead in his face. And I was like, oh. So I kept on walking, went to the seat, and had a seat, swear myself in, and she kindly bounced. But his sister, and I don't know if that was her sister husband or whatever, he had family in there. So now we in here going, at it or whatever. So I was telling my part what happened, whatever, and I had a female judge. Yes, I had a female judge, and she was like, she told the doctor, she was like, I'm a female judge, and I've never heard of a doctor that only examined one breast, right? So now everybody going at it, but his lawyer kept sidebarring, right? Because he was trying to put it out there like I was crazy. Yeah. He said she goes see a psychiatrist. She's crazy in the head, crazy in the brain. Like, bro, like, here go my records. Boom, here you go. Ain't nothing crazy about me. So he said some bull to me. So now, no lie, y'all. You know how you come into court and they check your bags and all that stuff. You got to put it in the machines. So I don't know how did they know. So they was like, yo, I'm not lying, y'all. So all the men came upstairs. So when he kept sidebarring, they left me vulnerable. So his sister would say, call me an H, call me a B, out loud in the courtroom. You're like, for real, because they kept sidebarring. So when they sidebarred, the judge go inside the room with his lawyer. So I couldn't say nothing. So what happened is all the officers would surround the the bench where I was sitting at, so they couldn't see me. Yeah, they started surrounding me. Right? They was like, "You good?" I was like, "I'm good." They was like, "Okay." So they was there for me. So now his little lawyer, he looked about my size. He was like, he had said to me, he said he didn't do such and such or whatever he was saying or whatever. So he was like, why you act like you know everybody that go there? So I said, I do. So he turned around and walked at the same time. He said, your ass don't know who you was there to see. I said, excuse me. So my lawyer said, no, no. I said, the judge said, he opened the door, let her talk. I said, excuse me, Mr. Lawyer. Ask your client to name one person that go there. I said, I know everybody that go there. So ask your client. So he was like, Your Honor, Your Honor, Your Honor, Sawa, Sawa. She was like, no, you asked her, and now you're getting it. So they was asking me bad questions. So anyway, y'all, it's over now. So it was over. So now I went home. Days went by. It was the end of the trial, that we went in for the trial. So I had got a phone call from my lawyer. And she was like, I need you to get down here now. Get down here right now. So I was like, okay. So I gets down there and she said, you won. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. She said, you won. You won your case against a doctor. She said, now I got something to tell you. I was like, what is it? She said, the doctor, not the regular doctor, the one that did it to me, she said he didn't even have no license and he was an intern. He killed 2 people. He used to work at Lincoln Hospital. They said that it was a guy there at Lincoln Hospital that had HIV. And the doctor, being that he's an intern, the doctor told him to give the patient like certain medication for the HIV, and he didn't do it, and the person died, y'all. Not even that. He was boxer, a boxer doctor. hmm And they was telling him to stop the fight, and he would not stop the fight. And when the guy hit him, he died in the ring. So y'all, I won my case. And this had just made me to tell y'all this because I had put up a video. Y'all watched that video. Like for real. I didn't know my rights. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know my rights, and that's why it went the way it went. And like I said, I was going through trauma anyway for my children. Oh, let me back up a minute, y'all. He want my son passed away during court. Mhm. He wanted me to come to court the day of my son's funeral. So my lawyer called me and said he's pushing. He don't want you to show up. And I said, well, my son, I have to bury my child. She said he knows that. That's why he's doing this. He wants you not to show. She said, please show. You have to. And I said, I'm gonna show. Then when I said that, that's when it was like he changed the lawyer changed his mind. They just was trying to like the scare tactic on me. But y'all, I made it through that. God is good. And since my doctor said that bull about me, I was like, now I'm suing you now. Both of you. I'm suing both of y'all now. Yeah. I can't believe that he did me like that. Like, oh shoot. It's so crazy. So let me just tell you something else. For 1 minute. I went to another doctor that I go where I live at. And it was a doctor there, a psychiatrist there. And he was like, I know his name. And he was like, this name though, because I have a name nobody have. I'm not going to tell you my last name, but my last name, I never knew anybody with my last name. So he said, I know this last name. This is my new doctor, y'all. He said, I know this last name. And I was like, I don't, I don't know. And he said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, no. No, no. You went to the doctor. I said, it's me. He said, this is crazy. He said, I am so sorry that this happened to you. He was like, this is so crazy that you are my patient now. Yes. Yes. So when I see the psychiatrist, they give you a therapist to see. And so happened this therapist found out who I was, and she tripped on me, y'all. At first, she was nice. I don't know what happened. I went to see my therapist. I'm gonna tell you her name though. Her name is Carmen. Her name is Carmen because I was gonna whoop her. I was gonna whoop her, y'all. Anyway, her name was Carmen. So now, at first she was cool with me. Then she started acting shady, right? So I'm like, yo, what's going on? She told me, she called me from my house and said, you need to come here. So I came back up to the doctor's or therapist and I was like, yo, what's up? She was like, come in the room. She said, I didn't like what you did the other day. I was like, excuse me? You didn't like what I did the other day. What the hell I did the other day? No, today. It wasn't the other day. It was that day. She said, when you took your breast, I said, I was like, what the y'all lying. What the fuck? Yo, what the Yo, what the fuck? Right, so I'm bugging. And I was like, yo, you serious, bro? So now, mind you, y'all, I left and came home. So now I am pasting back and forwards in my house because I know she lying. So now I said, you know what? This shit. I'm going back. So I went back and I sat in the chair and I said, yo, she had a patient. I said, when you get finished, I'm gonna need to talk to you. So she got finished. So we went into the room together. I said, tell me again what you said I did. She said, oh girl, I'm just saying it's okay. I said, if you ever say that about me again, it's gonna be a goddamn problem. So now she's walking towards me to hug me and say she's sorry. I was like, get the away from me. Don't you come near me. I said, I'm about to leave. I'm gonna need you to move all the way the hell over there. Like for real. Like I was serious, y'all. Like for real. I said it just like that. I'm gonna need you. Because she was by the door. First, she tried to hug me. I told her, don't put your hands on me. Don't ever freaking touch me, lady. I don't know what's up with you. Don't ever touch me. So now she was standing by the door. I said, you need to get from the door, and I need you to stand over there. Like, for real, I want to leave. So now she have to, because if she doesn't move, she's holding me hostage. So she moves out the way, and I left. So one of the people that worked, they knew me for years, she was like, yo, what happened? And I told her. So they reported her. They literally reported her. So come to find out that she worked with him. hmm She worked with him, and they actually fired her. They literally fired her at the place I was going. They fired her. Yes, it was unreal. But anyway, y'all, that's my story, and like I said, I told the story because I did something. Y'all can look at the video, that I did about you know mental illness and how doctors is so shisty. They could be very shisty if you don't, because they try to label you. And I'm not crazy, so that's where he got it messed up at. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I got post-traumatic stress syndrome. That's about it, but I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, I gotta go. Hit that like button and subscribe, y'all. And peace. And let me know in the comments, like, I know I should have known better, y'all. I know this here and I'm ashamed. But you know what? It can happen to the best of us, y'all. So y'all enjoy your day and blessings to y'all.